Hi, my name is Shivam Dangwal and welcome back to Physics for Cause. In this particular video, I will be going to explain you about one of the most interesting topic in quantum mechanics, that is about the de Broglie hypothesis. So de Broglie was the physicist who told that every microscopic moving particle has a wave associated with it. He considered that the nature is symmetrical, in which if the radiations or the light can be considered as a particle, so particle can be considered as a wave. So according to de Broglie hypothesis, that every microscopic moving particle has a wave associated with it. And the most interesting part is here, if there is a wave, then there would be wavelength as well, which is the ratio of Planck's constant and the momentum of the moving particle. And this is the elementary idea which de Broglie gave, and he got Nobel Prize. So lambda is the wavelength here, h is the Planck's constant, which value is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. P here is linear momentum. So when we are going to solve numericals related to de Broglie hypothesis, we must know the value of linear momentum is lambda is equal to h by p, can be considered as h by mass into velocity, as p is the product of mass into velocity of the moving particle. One thing I would like to explain you about this de Broglie hypothesis is that if we are taking the case of our daily life problems where mass of object is greater, when the mass of an object is greater, let us suppose if I am saying the mass of a car, mass of a boy, mass of a girl, mass of table, so these have very greater mass with respect to the mass of electrons, protons, neutrons or the atoms. So if mass is greater, so lambda have an inverse relation with mass. Here you can clearly see why this relation. So if mass is greater, lambda would be very small, it would be very negligible. So de Broglie hypothesis was just only for the microscopic moving particle. This word is keyword and it is very important, microscopic moving particle which have mass very less, therefore lambda is something to be comparable. In de Broglie hypothesis, we are going to talk about three different cases. Number one case which we are going to discuss is about to calculate the value of the de Broglie wavelength in terms of kinetic energy of the moving particle. Secondly, we will calculate in terms of accelerating potential, one of the key factor in de Broglie hypothesis. And the third one is about, we will be going to discuss about the de Broglie wavelength in terms of gas molecules. And for the sake of simplicity, we would case the atomicity would be monoatomic gas molecules. So interestingly, de Broglie was the scientist who got Nobel Prize by this particular expression that lambda is equal to h by p, where he considered that if particle can be considered as a wave, therefore wave can be considered as a particle according to the symmetrical property of the nature. So first we are going to talk about in terms of kinetic energy. So let us talk about de Broglie hypothesis in terms of kinetic energy. So we know that the kinetic energy is given by half mass into velocity squared. But we need to find the value of momentum. So we know momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So what we can do to find the relation between linear momentum and kinetic energy, we need to multiply this equation and divide this equation by m so that the resultant factor is negligible. So here you can clearly see that 1 m multiplied by m is square, v square by twice m. M square v square can be written as momentum square upon twice m. So we got that kinetic energy is equal to p square by twice m, and the value of momentum p square is equal to twice m of kinetic energy. So P is equal to under root of twice m kinetic energy. This is the relation between linear momentum and the kinetic energy of the moving particle. What type of particle? Microscopic moving particle we are considering here. One most important thing, we have find the value of the momentum, but we need to determine the value of the de Broglie wavelength. So de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h by p. Here h remains constant because it is the Planck's constant, which value is 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second upon p is twice m kinetic energy. So lambda is equal to h by root twice m kinetic energy. This is the particular relation for the de Broglie wavelength when we are considering in terms of the kinetic energy. Secondly, we will be going to talk about the value of or the expression value for the de Broglie wavelength in terms of accelerating potential. So we know that the work done is the kinetic energy is the Q into V, where Q is the charge of electron and V is the voltage applied. So we can write here h by root twice m kinetic energy, h by root twice m. In terms of kinetic energy, we can write Q into V. So this is about the value of lambda or the value of de Broglie wavelength in terms of the accelerating potential when we are giving the potential, applied potential is V. But if I am going to consider the case only for just the electron, only just for the case of electrons, only for electrons, so what would be the value for the case of electron? We know that the mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram, and the value of Q 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. When we would substitute these values in this particular relation, we would get lambda is equal to under root 1 by 50 by V. So lambda would be, if I would consider as under root 1 by 50, 12.27 by under root V, where V is the applied voltage in volt and lambda is the de Broglie wavelength in terms of angstrom. So this is about the case number 2 when we are going to talk about the de Broglie wavelength in terms of the accelerating potential. So this relation is only applicable for electrons, and this would be very helpful while solving various types of numericals. Now, third, in terms of the gas molecules. Okay, so let me erase this. Now, the de Broglie hypothesis or the de Broglie wavelength in terms of the gas molecules. We are taking, for the sake of simplicity, the monoatomic gas. We know that the monoatomic gas, the degree of freedom is 3. Students, what exactly is degree of freedom? The degree of freedom is the minimum number of independent coordinates to define a system. So here in monoatomic gas, the degree of freedom would be 3. So we can consider, according to the kinetic theory of gases, the kinetic energy of the molecules of this particular gas would be F by 2 into R into T. Or we can say F by 2 into K into T, where K is the Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann constant, which value is 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23. So putting the value of F here, so we will get kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 kT, where T is the absolute temperature. Absolute temperature. Okay, so kinetic energy is 3 by 2 kT, and we know that the relation is lambda is equal to h by root twice m kinetic energy. So substituting the value of kinetic energy in this equation, 3 by 2 kT. 2 got cancelled out, numerator and denominator part. So here we will get h by under root of 3 kTm. This is the value of the wavelength of the monoatomic gas or the molecules. But if we would substitute the value of Planck's constant 6.626 10 to the power minus 34 joule second in the numerator part. The value of Boltzmann constant K is equal to 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23, and we would get the value of lambda would be considered for the case of molecule is equal to 25.6 upon under root m upon under root t, where m is the molar mass in AMU, where m is the molar mass in AMU, T is absolute temperature, absolute temperature. So we will get the value of lambda molecule in terms of the angstrom. Now, the most important thing is molar mass in terms of AMU. So what exactly is AMU? AMU is defined as the atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. And 1 AMU is equal to 1/12 of the mass of an atom of C12 isotope. C12 isotope, carbon isotope. Okay, so this is the M where molar mass would be considered in terms of atomic mass. So in this particular video, I have talked about the concept of de Broglie hypothesis, which made him to get the Nobel Prize, the prestigious Nobel Prize. And the three outcomes we have discussed in terms of gas molecules. Three outcomes were in terms of, first one is kinetic energy, where we have got the value of de Broglie wavelength, this. Second one in terms of the accelerating potential, where we have got the value of lambda is equal to h by root twice m q into v, on substituting the values of Planck's constant, mass of the electron and the charge on the electron, we would get the value of under root 150 by v or 12.27 by under root v. This is only true for the electrons. Third point is about in terms of the gas molecules, and we are considering the case of monoatomic, whose atomicity is equal to 1 and degree of freedom is equal to 3. So lambda is equal to h by root 3 kTm, on substituting the values of h Planck's constant, k Boltzmann constant, we would get the value 25.6 upon root m root t, where root m, here m represents the molar mass in terms of atomic mass unit. 1 AMU is defined as 1/12 of mass of an atom of C12 isotope. Most important concept when we are going to talk about the mole concept here in quantum mechanics. So here under root T, here T represents the absolute temperature. We would get the value of lambda in angstrom. So this is the most important concept, de Broglie hypothesis, and these relations are very fruitful to solve the numerical parts here in quantum mechanics as well, modern physics as well as in the statistical and thermal physics. So I hope that you have understood the concept of de Broglie hypothesis. Thanks a lot for watching this particular video. In the upcoming video, I will be going to share about the concept of Davison and Germer experiment, which is one of the wonderful experiment in the field of quantum mechanics.